I did that because I know this Christmas break, I got 2 days to but I'm just going to be thinking about Fort Gibson and tournament champions the entire time. So it's not going to be too much relaxing. But no, hopefully OU's still in the college football playoff.
I'm hoping so. So
it worked out. It worked out great for Tournament of Champions because I think if OU wins, they don't play the day we play in our showcase at Memorial. They play on the 19th. Our showcase is the 20th. And then if they win that, they play on the 1st, right?
Yeah, I think it's like a week off. They play this week, they win.
Yeah.
And I think they play the following after Christmas.
Right. I don't think they play on the same days as Tournament of Champions, which is good for the crowds. That's been one of the bummers in TOC. If there's not a bummer, but if OU is in the national championship or Final Four and you got a TOC game, it can cut your crowd in half. But I don't think it's going to happen this year. OU is going to beat Alabama, and then Tournament of Champions is going to happen, and then it's January 1st. OU is going to play Indiana and beat them.
I hope so. So yeah. Turkey, no turkey.
Oh, beggars can't be choosers. I'll eat. Yeah, no, I'll eat it.
Yeah, they can keep that turkey stuff. I'm not. Yeah, I smoke some meat and smoke some ribs and
that sounds good. Yeah, I feel you.
So, all right, Coach. Thanks. I appreciate it. Hey,
definitely.
We'll talk later during the season and hope to see you at state.
Yeah, definitely. Come on by Tournament Champions. Come on by a game this year. Great talking.
All right, we'll do. Thanks, Coach. I appreciate it. Have a good day.
See you. You too.
Hey, Tulsa. Do you have something to say that everyone needs to hear? Have you ever thought about starting your own radio show podcast? If so, I have the answer. You need to be down here at KBOB 89.9 FM. You can reach us at 832-443-9499 or go to our website at kbob899.com. You will be streamed on all the platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and even YouTube. Get your message out. We need to hear what you've got to say. Give us a call today. That's 832-443-9499. We'll be waiting.
Hi, this is Jonathan Sugarfoot Moffett, coming from Michael Jackson. And I listen to KBOB 89.9. Why don't you?
All right, y'all on $2 Sports Talk Show with Drone, and we on here with the Union Red Hawks head coach, Coach Berry. It's hard. I was about to say Union Redskins. I'm so used to saying Union Redskins. my children went there, and so I'm used to saying that. So how's it going, Coach?
It's going good, man. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Get to the nitty gritty. Now, last year you all had a heartbreaker that you finished.
Yes, we did.
Lost by 1 point. What's the difference between your girls this year and your girls last year?
I think we got a little bit maturity coming back. Of course, a lot of the girls got playing experience in time last year, and so they're just a year older. And then, we threw in a couple more with that group. And so you just got a veteran group that's been back. And so hopefully it can pay off for us later on.
Now, that 1 point loss that you all had, what do you think that it taught your girls and what they learned from it?
Well, I know it gave me a lot of bulletin board points to say, all summer long, all practice. It's every play matters, every possession counts, and it's the taking care of the details each and every possession. So now they know it. I always used to tell them the whole year that certain things could, happen at the state tournament, and it could cost you if you did X, Y, Z, and a lot of those things came into tuition, and so hopefully we learn from that and we can get a little bit better at it.
What different dedication that you see now this year that you didn't see last year?
I thought last year we had a group that just bought into everything that I asked them to do, pretty much. And it's like, whatever it is, tell us. Like, just tell us. We just want to win. And that's what they were saying. It's like, we want to win. We want a chance to get to state. You told us we can get to state. And okay. And when it happened, I think that happened, gave this new group that's coming back, more fire to say, you know what, we can do that. And we got a chance to do some really good things if we just stick together.
Now, starting out this year, y'all have pretty much dominated. I just say like it is. You pretty much done dominated starting out. Is that because of the new attitude that they might have, or is it just because they just was better?
We were just a little bit better than a lot of them. But we actually just came back from Arkansas and played Harbor and Fayetteville, and we took a loss at the last seconds to Harbor. So there was a good warm up for us. Besides those district games that we played, but I think that's what district play is now. You're going to have a lot of blowouts and you're going to have some close ones.
Now, do your young ladies understand that they, by being not just the hunter, but the hunted, how do they relate to that? Understanding that Broken Arrow is looked as one of the top, the schools up north is looking, but they're still the hunted, because when you beat Union, you beat it's bragging right.
And that was the thing from last year to this year. I think it's the biggest thing that you're saying is to understand that last year we wasn't looked at per se that way, but this year we're going to be a lot of people's Super Bowl. So they're going to be up, they're going to be ready to play, and they're going to bring everything they got and throw the kitchen sink at you, and you got to be ready.
What's that one thing that you see different from your girls this year than last year?
I think this year we may have just a tad bit more playmakers and a little bit more confidence offensively. And I think that's got to do with a little time in the gym, but also they all are a year older. My seniors been playing for 4 years. Most of them been playing in varsity for 4 years. My juniors, they've been playing varsity for like 3 years now. And the twins getting 1 year underneath their belt and, growing. And so that helps us out.
So what expectations have they made for themselves besides just going to state? Because I know they just don't want to make it.
Well, the goal is go ball. And that's what their goal is, and that's what they set out for. And to be playing on that last day and have a chance on 3/14 to be playing for a state championship. That's the goal for us.
Has your coaching staff changed anything, adjusted anything, or have they pretty much coming back doing the basic? Hey, it's not broke. Let's not fix it. Let's just keep adding on to it.
Well, this group is different from the last group. We had a little bit more size than last year we did. This year, we're a little bit more shorter guard heavy. So like offensively, we changed up a lot of things we do. Defensively, not so much. But the staff, they're doing a great job of just working them out, trying to enhance our weaknesses and just getting better each and day. And staying with the girls, after practice and things like that. And so that's been probably the biggest thing I've seen this year than last year is we have more players staying afterwards than we did the previous.
Has any of your coaching style switched up?
No, sir. No, we still got the same old staff.
So your style is still the same. Some coaches create their philosophy and their style by the different type of young ladies they have. You pretty much just stay the same course.
Yes. No, defensively, our philosophy stays the same. We want to put a lot of pressure on you. And, we got a pretty deep bench, so we're able to, sub if they get tired. So defensively, not very much has changed. Offensively is where it's changed it a lot. You know, we don't really have that inside post presence per se. You know, we got a bunch of different individuals that can post at times, but just not no big five that can, you know, run the floor every time and that kind of thing. So we really had to change that up this year.
How has the girls adapted to that? As far as
you know, I think they like it. I think they like it a little more because we're running a little bit more. But it puts everybody in a position to be able to post up, even from my smallest guard to my biggest guard. Puts everybody in a position to handle the ball. Puts everybody in a position to go off the bounce and to be able to catch and shoot opportunities from the three, from cuts. So it's kind of really good for them because it's teaching them how to play all over the court.
So this year you're part of the Tournament of Champions.
Yes, sir.
60th annual Tournament of Champions on the big stage. How are your girls? What do they think about it?
My girls were excited. You know, they were excited, but I had said not too long ago, I think my parents was like even more excited than they were, you know, and so they made more of a big deal of it than the girls. But, you know, I'm excited. It's my first time in 18 some years head coaching of being a part of it. And I got to experience it as a player. So, you know, it's just an honor. But, you know, you don't do that if you don't got the girls in the team. So.
But it's over the holiday break. They don't get. They not.
Well, unfortunately, the way we set it up this year, I mean, it's. I just talked to my Nadi. I was like, "How'd you do it?" Because we're going down to Tampa this weekend and playing in Tampa, and so we'll be down in Tampa for 4 days before Christmas, and then we turn around and play in TLC right after the Christmas. Yeah, so they very much break, you know, but. You know, I love being around them. I love being around the girls, you know, getting out of town and then being able to play on a big stage in front of so many people. I think it should help us get ready for an environment that the state tournament provides. Is playing in front of a lot of people because nobody else is playing at that time, really.
So what do you think your players get out of that, going somewhere else? Because every state, every region has different styles of play. What do you think your girls get out of that by going to other states and playing?
For me, I think they really get to see different players, different coaches. But for me, I really want to get my girls and my teams out so other coaches, other peoples, other parents, other areas get a chance to look at them. And you always one phone call away from you know, having your dreams met. And so, you know, that's my girls getting a scholarship somewhere. That's why we went to Arkansas, you know, and so we go, you know, to Florida. And last time I went to Florida, you know, we came back and I think it's like 4 girls, you know, 2 girls was offered by 4 different schools in the Florida area, which they never would probably had the chance, you know, previously.
So you do it more of as a recruiting tool for your girls than you do for competition-wise.
Well, I do it for all the above. Yep, I do it for all the above, and then for the other part is to get away. I like to have the group to get away and, you know, be together, stay together, you know, and that's kind of how they learn each other. And, you know, they get to just kind of hang out, you know, and be kids. And so I think that's where you get that bond that you don't normally get because, you know, kids don't really just ride bikes over to each other's house and stuff like that no more, you know, like we used to. So
that's old school.
You know, everybody meet at one house, or everybody's meeting at this, you know, that's not so common, you know what I mean? So getting them away from everything and, you know, they get to hear each other and talk to each other without being on the phones and things like that. So that's a big thing for me, really. And I mean, who wants to just stick around here? As a player, I got a chance in high school to go off and do things. And so that was always big for us.
Now, what's the biggest adjustment that you have to make sometime when you have a lot of your girls play AAU ball? Mm-hmm. And AAU ball is not a lot of organized, it's more run and gun and gunner. But when they come back to the team game, it's more settled, more scripted. What type of adjustments have you had to make?
The main one is like I watch them all summer, and I call them or I talk to them, and say, hey, look, like you can't stop playing defense the way you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be in help, that's what the colleges want to see. And so a lot of them is ingrained in them already on things that I want, being there a year. So they know what I want. They know what's expected of them. So it's not a big change when they come back to me because they know my expectations now, and so it's just like, either we're going to do it or we're going to be running, so that's how it goes.
So is it bleachers or is it suicide? Which one is your go-to punishment?
Right now, just some lines, some running, suicide. It's not really suicide. It's more just sideline. Now, if they ever really get in trouble, they'll tell you about a Halloween practice that we had, and they did bleachers for, I think, almost 30, 45, maybe an hour. I don't know. Let them tell it. It went forever. But, it's whatever gets their attention. If it's just 2 down and backs and then they hook up, then that's all we need. If we need more than that, we'll do it. It's just something to say, hey, let's hook up.
Hold up. 30, 45 minutes of bleacher running. Coach, tell me you didn't practice that after you do that.
We definitely gonna practice after that. We definitely go because that's what we're there for. Yeah, we definitely got to practice after that. Yeah.
You can't. You so worn out for 30, 45
let's just say
minutes.
They never had that issue ever again for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't either after. No, I'll pass on that one. So getting ready to get off here. Looking at the season so far, what is it that you think you need to improve on as far as your young ladies?
We definitely got to keep improving defensively. We got to be able to control the ball defensively a lot more. And then I think the young ladies have just got to learn how to keep playing with each other and keep, where they can make plays and where they can get better at, mainly in transition. If we start finishing a lot more in transition, I think that's going to help us out a ton. But it's a long season, so I don't really harp on it too much right now. But I see it's getting a little bit better, and that's all you want.
Okay, all right. So you don't get no break, you don't get no rest. you don't really get to eat no holiday food or anything like that because you running. So what are you going to do for the holiday?
I'm going to go to Tampa, and my daughters is coming up there with me, and we're going to go and we're going to be on the beach. We're going to enjoy it. And so instead of being here freezing, but we'll be back for Christmas, and I gave them like 2.5 days off, to go enjoy family because that's a big part of it. And so the old me would have us in there trying to practice on Christmas Day and, right that next morning and stuff. So, but me just really say, hey, enjoy your family while they're here, enjoy the people around you that, and love on them. And so I'm trying to be more conscious of that. And so we got some time, and I'm going to enjoy mine. They're going to enjoy theirs. And then when they get back, they better hope they're in shape, or we got to get it in shape, one or two.
Yeah, getting in shape after a holiday is not fun. That's one of the worst things I ever did before is being out of shape and coming back after a holiday not in shape. That ain't fun.
Well, the good thing about that is we don't get too many days off in between it. So, it shouldn't be too bad on them.
Okay. All right, Coach. Well, good luck the rest of the season. We'll be checking y'all out. And, hey, hope y'all go all the way this year.
I appreciate that. I hope we do, too.
All right. You have a good holiday, Coach.
All right, thanks.
Hey, the holidays are here! And Gathering Place is your go-to spot for festive winter fun. Bundle up and explore the playgrounds, hit the sports courts, take in stunning city and nature views, or cozy up by the fireplace in Williams Lodge. For classic winter activities to holiday energy around every corner, there's something for everyone at the park. And the best part? It's all free! Visit gatheringplace.org and make this holiday season unforgettable.
1, 2, 3, 4. Head to Lowdown this month for holiday hits, funky grooves, and jazzy tunes. Tucked away in the heart of downtown Tulsa, Lowdown's intimate speakeasy ambiance, craft cocktail bar, and live music create the perfect setting for an unforgettable night out. Experience standout performances by local and regional artists that you won't find anywhere else. This month's lineup includes Papa Foster, Annie Ellicott, and Bobby Eaton and the Eaton Out Band. Get ready to groove at Lowdown. For upcoming shows and tickets, visit lowdowntulsa.com.
You're on the $2 Sports Talk Show with Drone and Yo, and we have the 6A2 state champions, Coach Klink, on the show. He's been on here before. How's it going today, Coach?
Hey, it's going great. Thanks for having me on.
Now, what is it? Before we got on here, you said you still running high.
Oh yeah.
When do you think you're gonna come down from that high?
Not for a minute, at least through Christmas, at least through the new year, right? I mean, man, I'm enjoying it. I mean, you're always thinking about stuff, guys you got to replace and things maybe you need to change up or something like that. But, you've got to also stop and smell the flowers from time to time. So we're going to do that for at least through the new year and then get back to work once we're back in school.
Now, when we had you on here back in, I think it was 24, 25.
Yeah.
You said y'all had talent, but you just had to put it together.
Yeah.
Did you do anything different this year that you didn't do then, or how did you see the progress? Because you finished 8-4.
Yep.
23-24, you finished 8-4, but this year you took it to another level. Did you change anything?
Not too much. I think we were playing a bunch of underclassmen that the year before, and they'd all just kind of grown up. I think, it was just kind of the maturity and of these guys playing in some big games that I usually schedule, and it just became really good towards the end of the year of just getting on a roll and having to get through some tough games. But when you schedule tough opponents in the beginning, our kids were ready to go. So, I mean, I think it was just all the kids. It was a player-led team, and I was just along for the ride, quite honestly.
Now, this year, y'all pretty much blew everybody out except the first two teams, which is Big Spin and Owasso. But other than that, y'all pretty much blew everybody out by 30, 40 points until you got to playoffs.
Sure.
How did your players adjust when you get to the playoffs? Because now you tight.
Yeah.
You're not blowing everybody out. And that's what they was used to for the season. What kind of reaction did you see your players go through?
Oh man, it's when you schedule the two toughest opponents in 6A1, they're freaking ready to go. And Bixby took it to us. That was our first game of the year. They took it to everybody. But then you look at Owasso, who's a really good football team, a really physical team. At one point we were within one score, two scores, late in the third quarter. So our kids were used to big time moments, big time games. And so it's just like anything. It's like riding a bike, and we had performed fairly well up to the semifinals, and then our guys, it was just like riding a bike. They were ready to go. They'd been in those moments, and they got after it.
So you say they got after it.
Yeah.
When did you know that this year there was something different about this team?
After following the Bixby or following the Owasso game, there are a couple of things I wasn't happy with. I challenged our team. I called it a loser mentality. I didn't call them losers. I said, "And you guys got a loser mentality. We get beat, and then you guys are out taking pictures and hugging." I was like, "That's not how this thing goes. We need to fix that." And it was a fairly heated argument, so some of the King captains spoke up and said their piece, and I said my piece. And, I think when there's trust and you're a part of a program where you can have those type of conversations, I think it just lends itself very well. And at that point I was like, I'm sure the kids didn't think this, but I walked to that meeting going, okay, that was awesome. The kids started taking ownership of some things, and you could just see that progress on as the season went by. That, at some points, before the second half, I didn't have to say anything. The kids were already jacked up, ready to go. The captains were leading everything. I said, all right, let's go.
Now you said that your eyes lit up and you seen something different. How did your other coaches respond when they seen that the players were saying, okay, we're going to take ownership of this. This is our team, not the coaches.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, man, it's X's and O's and trying to put your guys in position to make plays. You know, I mean, that's any good championship team. They'll probably take, man, it's going to be a player led team. And so at that point, you know, don't try to overthink things. There are some times we're trying to do, maybe do too much offensively or defensively. And we sit in that staff meeting. He's like, dude, we got guys, man. These guys are owning it. Just put them in position to make plays and let them make us look good.
So how many students did you have this year? How many players did you have? When Sand Springs have a game, the whole town shows up for it. Mm-hmm. So how many players did you have this year?
So we had, I believe we had about 86 guys on the roster this year. And it'll usually fluctuate anywhere between 86 to about 75. So it was one of the bigger roster numbers that we've had.
Now, who's that star player that stood out?
Oh my gosh, how much time we got? The main guys. I mean, Easton Webb. He just signed a scholarship to go play at Texas State, and he's also going to play baseball there as well, which is unheard of at the Division I level. He's been a 4-year starter, just been unbelievable. We've had some guys like Tristan Birmingham came on late. He was played receiver last year. He became a running back and really opened some eyes up at the Muskogee game. Our secondary was really unbelievable. You get guys like Trey Pope, who came in from Tulsa Central 2 years ago, who didn't start until this year and just really took off. He's been fantastic. We got a guy named Waylon Jeffers, who's the baddest dude in the state. I mean, just he's the one guy you don't mess with. It's like, we're getting ready to go to inside drill. He pulls a can of Skull out of his pocket and says, all right, let's get going. He's that type of dude. So, I mean, I could go on. We have a bunch of guys like that, but those are the guys that stick out to me right now.
So, seeing your players,
did the defense have to catch up with the offense had to catch up with the defense, or did they all just seem like they meshed at the same time? Yeah, I think everybody just meshed. I remember going through spring football and then fall camp, and those were some competitive practices. I mean, it was to the point where I was like, okay, hey man, we can't be tackling. We got to keep each other up, because I mean, there's sometimes in spring football or fall camp, you're like, okay, we need to tackle. We need to get after it. At one point during fall camp, I was like, we pulling the reins back. Whoa, we got to get healthy. We just got to stay healthy out of this. We got to get through these first 2 games. And I think we got something here. And boy, did we, man.
Now that's something different. A lot of coaches, I've heard that when they start having injuries because they're going so hard at practice, they don't pull back.
Sure.
What made you decide to do the abnormal that's not normal, to pull back your players and say, okay, we just got to get healthy?
Yeah.
And then play ball.
I mean, you just don't. I never want a reason that maybe we're not healthy is just because we turn an ankle or something happens where a guy gets thrown down into another player's knee or something like that, kind of the friendly fire type situation. So, I mean, make no mistake, we practice hard. We're just not bringing guys to the ground. We're not finishing block. You know what I'm saying? So it's contact. We're rolling, but we don't want to finish guys to the ground. We don't want to tackle to the ground. We're thudding up and hitting hard, but staying up at the same time. So if you can find that kind of balance, it lends itself really well.
So you got the state championship.
Mm-hmm.
What is it like in the city of Sand Springs right now when you walk around?
Shoot, it's pretty cool. We just had a Christmas parade. They actually delayed the Christmas parade to the last Friday so that the town could go to the game. So that was pretty special. The kids walked through the parade. It was freezing, but the whole town was out there. It was incredible. After this, at 6, I've got a city hall deal where they're saying that today is Sand Springs football day. Just kind of walking around. I've gotten a lot of emails, got a lot of texts from people. It's just been great, and it's kind of neat to see some of these players just kind of walk around, with their chests out a little bit more, just smiling. I walk by somebody in the hall, hey, what's up, champ? And they go, hey, champ, what's happening? So everybody's champ right now. And what's really cool is that these kids 10, 20 years from now, they'll get back together and they'll remember this. And, I'm already in the process of putting as many pictures of them up in our facility as possible because they're the standard now of Sand Springs. And so the kids before them or the kids after them, that's going to be the team that they're going to look up to.
So are y'all going to do like a team picture? I know when when my school won last year, we won state title in basketball. Our basketball team, they went dressed up in tuxedos and everything.
Hey, okay.
And took a team picture. And so is that something that you all thinking about doing, or?
That's a heck of an idea. You know what? We're going to go on Wednesday. We're just going to get all back together, take a team photo with the trophy, and then I'm going to blow that up and put it in their locker room, and just so that the future classes come in there and look up at that and say, hey, that's what we want to do. We want to be like that team in 2025. So it's going to be weird not having a bunch of those seniors come through the office. And that happens every year. You kind of get sad, but this class especially, it's going to be weird when you don't see those faces and you don't hear those laughs anymore in the facility.
Now, how many seniors did you have this year?
Oh my gosh, 30 something, I think. And I mean, a couple of guys started all 4 years that they've been here. So, I mean, when I got the job 6 years ago, I mean, people were talking about this is the class that has a chance to get it done. And we lost about 4 guys via the transfer portal, some really talented guys who were really good. But I've always said, the guys who stayed, they're the core of what this football program is going to be about, and the guys before them. But for them to be the class that gets it done, it's really special.
Now, how many seniors will you have next year? About the same?
Gosh, I couldn't even tell you. Probably 20 something. I don't think this class will be as big as it was this year.
What do you think that your players coming in from next year would take from this year and apply it to next year, especially when you have incoming freshmen and sophomores that hasn't played varsity ball?
I always tell parents this, if your son makes it all 3 or 4 years of playing varsity football here at Sand Springs, they've done something, because we coach around here. If you screw up, you're going to get tested. We're going to make you uncomfortable because we want practice. We want all those things to be more difficult than the game, so that when Friday night comes on and the bullets start flying and everything's going crazy, you're already used to it. So I think that'll just make kind of our mission with our players just that much easier, saying, well, the guys before them have taken this type of coaching, so are we. And, we don't have to promise results anymore. We can show that, hey, you can do it here.
What is your expectations? I know your expectations always that state title.
Yep.
But other than the state championship, what is your expectations for next year? And
this is going to sound cliche, we just want to be the best version of what the 2026 Sandites can be. I don't expect our next quarterback to come in here and be Easton Webb, who over 4 years threw for 9,000 yards, accounted for over 100 touchdowns. Now that's the standard, but is that realistic? I don't know. But I know what's realistic is for each player to be the best version of themselves. And if they can do that, it puts them in the best opportunity to be successful.
Okay, Coach. Hey, enjoy your break. Yeah. Enjoy your time off.
I'm gonna try.
Don't eat too much over the holidays.
I've already started. I lost too much weight during these playoffs. I gotta start gaining some weight. So
but hey, thanks for coming on to the Sports Talk Show. We appreciate it. Next year we'll get you for the football roundup, because I'm planning on doing it again.
I love it. Let me get that too. I love the part, man.
All right, Coach. You have a good day. Appreciate it.
I'll talk to you guys soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Hey, the holidays are here. And Gathering Place is your go-to spot for festive winter fun. Bundle up and explore the playgrounds, hit the sports courts, take in stunning city and nature views, or cozy up by the fireplace in Williams Lodge. For classic winter activities to holiday energy around every corner, there's something for everyone at the park. And the best part, It's all free. Visit gatheringplace.org and make this holiday season unforgettable.
Hi, this is Jonathan Sugarfoot Moffett, drummer from Michael Jackson, and I listen to KBOB 89.9. Why don't you?
All right, y'all on Drone. This is Drone and yo with $2 Sports Talk Show, and we on here with the national state champion, coach of the year, high praise, Coach Eli Brown of the Booker T. Washington Hornets. What's going on, Coach?
Hey, man, what's going on, man? Thanks for having me on.
I appreciate it. All right, Coach, here it is. It's been a new season. 24-25, y'all went 24-7, 14-0 in district, and it led to a state title. How long did it take for you, the coaches, and the players to come down off that high?
Probably when we got back. Well, for me, when I got back home that next day, it was just time to get back to work for the next one, man. Time to get ready. You know, you just kind of,
You sound like Nick Saban, man. Like you got to learn to enjoy it, man.
24 hours. 24 hours, man. That's all you get.
Man, you could at least give yourself 48, man.
Yeah, it's just you just kind of got to get ready to go again and try to get ready and try to make sure that you don't indulge too much because you don't want the next opportunity to slip by because you still focus on the last one. So, I mean, we live in a world where it's what have you done for me lately, and so. That was done now. What's next? You got to try to figure out, can you do it again? And so that mind, for me, it just shifts right away. Like, okay, I got to be able to do this again. And so what's next? Who's leaving? Who's graduating and all that. And you start to try to really just fix those things and figure out the holes and what you got to do for the spring to get ready for the summer. And then what needs to happen in the summer for you to be ready in the winter. So it's not a lot of time to just enjoy it. You just got to get back to work.
Now, did your players truly understand what they did? The legacy that's from Booker T, the players that then came through those halls and got state banners up in the rafters. Do they really understand? Did they really understand what they just did?
I think they understand a little bit now. I still don't think that they fully understand. The magnitude of what they accomplished and where they accomplished it at. I mean, a lot of people say, it's BTW, man. They're used to that, but each group has its own legacy to leave, and last year's group left that legacy, and I think that they understand, that was a good thing, but they don't really understand the significance of it. But it'll set in. For me, it has set in. And that's why, it's like, okay, I want to make that happen again. So you really try to really focus on the next step. And I think that they've gotten there, but I don't think it's fully set in for them what they've accomplished yet.
Now, last year, it seemed like the team got stronger as the year went along.
Mm-hmm.
But as the season kept going, it seemed like you got stronger and stronger. What was the difference between the beginning and the end for you all?
Well, the difference was just being able to understand that it's we over me and that it's, you don't have to do it alone. When you have a team with talented guys, everybody has an opportunity to make an impact. And I think that's what kind of transferred from the team before to this team this past year, which was, let's get it done together. And we would always get up to a certain amount of points and then all of a sudden find ourselves trying to make plays for ourselves and instead of continuing what's got us that lead. And so we grew over the season and we had to grow into that. And we kind of saw it all come together in state. And it was kind of, once it all came together, it was a done deal. But I think that the losses really educated us on, hey, this really can't happen if we don't put each other first. And so the loss to Millwood, the loss to Weatherford, the loss to Union in Oklahoma, those three losses taught us something and we learned from it. And then those losses we took, those 4 we took in out of state, kind of really helped us grew up a little bit because you're playing such different type of talent, longer, more athletic teams. And so now you can draw back on that later on in the season and say, hey, man, we've seen a 6'8" kid before. We've seen a 7-footer before. We've seen a 6'5" point guard. So we should be able to guard this over here. And so that's kind of the mindset. But those guys, I think it'll set in for those guys. I think we grew because we really paid attention to the losses and how we lost. And so by the time we got to state, after that second half against Midwest City, we kind of figured it out like, hey, we're going to really do this. We got to do it together. And so that was the difference in how we grew up throughout the season.
Now, speaking of teams out of state, this year you all started off undefeated. You started off strong. I'm talking about stronger than I've seen your teams start out before. What do you think is the difference between this team and last year's team? The reason you all starting off so strong?
Well, I think again everybody has kind of gotten a year under their belt and grew up a little bit, and so they understand what's at stake and what we're trying to prove and what we're trying to accomplish. And I think that this year's team has that to lean back on from last year, plus the addition of some taller guys into our program really aids us in our size and our height. So when we do go out of town, we're able to compete more effectively with those bigger teams and bigger players because we've gotten bigger. Guys like Angelo and Jock and Mason and Isaac have all grown an inch or two over the spring and summer. So that helps. And then you bring in a freshman like Kamen Robertson, who's 6'7", 6'8" as a freshman, and Brandon Crossland, who's 6'5", 6'6" as a junior. That gives us some more size and some more height. And so now we're able to compete with those guys out of town more effectively.
And the thing is, you all not playing no pushovers when starting now. So what was the atmosphere like?
Oh, the atmosphere was great. It was amazing, man. You really get to see those teams that have a big following and have a national following. And so now you're playing those teams in front of crowds and guys who know them and coaches who come to see those guys and scouts and recruits. And so the atmosphere is very professional and very deep because people are there to see those guys. And all of a sudden, here comes a team that nobody really knows is going to come and show up like that. And we show up like we did, and people are like taking notice. And it's just crazy. I mean, the gym just got more and more packed. And being that we're headed to Kansas City this weekend, we expect the same type of atmosphere, and we're excited about it.
So when your teams went out of state and played because like I said, y'all didn't play no pushovers.
Right.
We can hang with them. We can play with them. We matter of fact, we can beat them. How did the confidence grow?
Well, the confidence grew once we, started from the summer when we were playing in Kansas City in the Midwest Showcase, and we ended up beating Chaminade and we beat Vashon down there and beat both teams pretty handily. And we knew then that we could be something special because both of those teams are usually, top teams in Missouri, and then, Chaminade and Vashon both are usually ranked in the country. So playing those guys gave us real confidence in summer. And we tried to, again, beef up our scrimmage schedule. But all those things culminated in helping us down the stretch. And we did it last year. We hope that it works for us again this year.
Now, I've seen your squads at Central. I've seen them at Booker T. And this squad here, to me, I believe is probably your best squad that you've had. And with the height, with the size, you have shooters, you have ball hawks where if you wanted to play 98 feet, 96 feet end-to-end press, you can do that. What does that to your coaching? Where you understand I don't have to coach as hard because I got those type of dogs.
Yeah, well, I beg to differ that we are a type of team that we can be a chameleon, and we can be a team that has the ability to do different things defensively. We can press you, we can zone you, we can man you, we can do those things and trap you. We can also just lay back and play in the gaps and kind of close the floor and shrink the floor. And so we have those opportunities to do different things. And that's just with the new personnel and mixed with the old personnel. It allows us to be different on defense and kind of keep teams off balance. You just never know what type of defense you're going to see from us from night in and night out. One night we might press and trap you. The next night we might sit in the zone. So you just never know. You got to be prepared for everything when you play us, and that's very hard to do.
So basically you're saying with the squad you got now, it has opened up more that you can do as a coach, more of your coaching repertoire.
Yeah, so you make the statement that, doesn't have to coach as hard. We beg to differ. We think we have to coach even harder now because when you have talent, you got to kind of keep them reeled in. And then you also have to be able to expand what you do because they can do more and you can expect more from them. And so you expect more from them, and that means, hey, you got to come with it and you got to do more than what you normally do. And that's what we're trying to do, man, is really push our guys to really do more and get engaged and be more versatile so that they can be recruited by different universities that see them and say, hey, they can fit different types of systems defensively and offensively. So we can play fast, we can walk it up, we can do those things. And that's what we're trying to, make sure that our kids are recruitable because we want them to be able to be multifaceted, that a coach can look at them and say, yeah, they can fit multiple systems and multiple roles. And that's our key. But this team allows that because they are very talented and very, they're a bunch of utility knives. You can put them in a bunch of different spots.
Yeah. When I say coaches hard, I'm talking. When I say coaches hard, I'm saying I don't have to. You don't have to do some of the things that you might have would have had to do. Now, you're able to do different things. So that's why I say when I say coaches hard, I mean you got to do everything. I got to teach you from ground up. I got to teach this. I don't have to do that because I have more of a mature squad.
Right. That having a mature squad always helps. It always makes it easier to have guys who've had that experience. I mean, it's the same reason why you got guys in college who want transfers instead of high school kids, because they want those experienced kids and those kids whose bodies are more mature and ready to go. It's the same thing in high school. You want those mature kids and that are ready to go and have been in the fire. And so that's kind of what we have right now. We got a great group of new kids and older kids who have that experience, and those older kids are giving back and teaching those younger ones.
So you got height this year that you normally don't have.
Right.
What does that do for you? How does that expand your offensive game?
Well, offensively, it allows us to try to create more baskets at the rim instead of having to create more baskets in a downhill drive situation or shooting so many outside shots. We really got to make sure we try to do that and look at that. And defensively, it makes us be able to protect the rim. We can take gambles on the outside. We can take gambles and push players more and push the tempo more and really understand we got somebody at the rim that can help us around the block. And that's what we try to do. We try to play multifaceted ways and really, get those guys in the situation where we can, be a little bit more, have a little bit more of a gamble towards the rim. I mean, towards the perimeter. And then knowing you got somebody at the rim that can block shots. I mean, Kamen Robinson's, he's averaging about 2 or 3 blocks a game right now as a freshman. And so he's learning how to do those things. And so now that allows us to take a little bit more gambles on the perimeter, more than we normally would. And offensively, we have an opportunity to get more lobs and more easier buckets at the rim because of our size now. So that's very exciting for us.
Now, last question. You're the hunted. Booker T can be 0-20 and they still be the hunted. Right. But this is a different hunted because y'all top dog. I think you all probably. I've seen a lot of the schools, even 6A1, and I think you all probably can beat pretty much every team in Oklahoma. What does that? What do your players realize about that? That this is a different hunted. We're always the hunted, but this is a different hunted.
Well, I think they realize it now. I mean, everywhere we go, whether it's in Oklahoma or out of state, you kind of got a target on your back. We in the latest Max Preps polling, we're ranked 35th in the country. So it's like, those other teams see that as well. So when you're going to go play them, we got a chance to knock off the 35th ranked team in the country. And then when you play home, we got a chance to knock off, Booker T. So we understand that, we're going to be hunting no matter where we go. And that's fine. I mean, that's kind of what you want as a competitor. You want people to give you their best shot, you know, and we do feel that we can compete with anyone in the state. You know, anyone in the state can also get beat as well. So we understand that we got to bring it every night, and that target, it just, as the games go by, that target's going to get bigger and bigger.
You gonna get any rest over the holiday, man?
No, we got 2 days over the holiday. So no rest for nobody, man. No rest for nobody. We got a goal in mind, and we just don't want to get out work.
So do they get at least get one day? Do they at least get Christmas?
They get Christmas, but the gym will be open on Christmas if they want to come in. And man, ball is literally life over here.
All right, hey, at least get some good food in you. Even if you got to take it up to the gym with a to-go plate, at least get some good food in you, man.
We'll do. Most definitely. You do the same.
I appreciate it, Coach. Good luck this year for the rest of the season, and looking forward to seeing you in state.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Before we got here off the 2 Hour Sports Talk Show, we want to thank Coach Bobby Klink of the Sand Springs Sandites, Coach Robert Allison of the Memorial Chargers, Coach Eli Brown of the Booker T. Washington Hornets, and Coach Berry of the Union Redhawks. We want to thank them for coming on the show. We enjoy having local high school coaches, football and basketball on our show. Hey, and we would just want to say a Happy New Year. We look forward to hearing from y'all in 2026 and bringing the $2 Sports Talk Show to your home. We want to thank you for listening. And the scripture of the week is, "But as for you, you meant evil against me, but God meant it for good, in order to bring it about as it is this day, to save many people alive." That's Genesis 50:20. Thank you all, and you bark at us, we bark